The Dayglo abortions are in jail. Disclaimer, YouTube. When I say Dayglo abortions, I'm talking about the band. That's what they called their band. I can't avoid it. Welcome back, Bannock folks. It's your boy Phil here to reporting some news that I don't normally bring to the table here, but it's actually quite near and dear to my heart. Now, for anyone who knows me and my band, it's anyone familiar with my band Hellbent, knows that in the last couple of years, we've gotten the chance to open up for the legendary Canadian punk band, the Dayglo Abortions. And for those who don't know, the Dayglo Abortions are a band from Victoria, BC, Canada, and they've been around since 1979. They're a really cool band, and I'm actually glad to say that I've gotten to know them pretty well within the time that we've been opening up for them. They're great people, both Murray and Matt. Unfortunately, if you haven't heard the news by now, both of them have been detained and they're currently arrested, but here's the catch, they're in America. Now let me paint a bit of a backstory here. The Dayglo Abortions have been planning to play the US for quite some time. Last year, they tried to plan a tour with the band The Brothels, and they planned out all these dates, but it turned out the person that was dealing with all of them ended up taking all their money in a very snaky move. So this year, they wanted to try and tour the US again. However, their drummer, Blind Mark, opted to stay out of this tour for such obvious reasons. So Matt and Murray hired a drummer for this tour. It should be said that the drummer that they hired is the drummer of the band The Brothels. One thing you need to know about the Dayglo Abortions is they don't drive themselves. These folks typically tour with bands like us, Hellbent, who pack in one van together, pack a bunch of gear in there, and we all get it done. It's tight, it's greasy, but on a budget, we actually make things work pretty good. Now, again, these sources say that the Brothels and the Dayglo Abortions played a handful of these shows together up until Grand Junction. Right after that, I guess the Brothels left both Matt and Murray off at the Denver airport and let them fly to Omaha for the next show while these folks drove back home. Sources say that a band that was opening up for them for the remaining of the tour learned their drums as well and is now performing with them for a while. They managed to do a bunch of their dates until they made it to Cleveland, where sources say that these guys got pinched on a possession charge. Now, there's not much to be said because it is a long holiday weekend and they are probably going through the court process right now as this video is being posted. So that means our boys had to stay in there for at least 3 days. This is a unfortunate situation. You know, these folks are close to me. I'm their friends. I got to spend a lot of time with them. They're in a sticky situation and the U.S. isn't being very nice to people who aren't from their country right now. In a perfect world, I would love to see them finish the rest of the tour. However, they did probably finish 90% of these dates already, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. Another perfect world is they just get the boot back to Canada. We all call it a day. We have a laugh about it. But there is a worst case scenario, and I don't even want to play it out. Now, from some of the chats that I've had with Murray, part of me thinks that I think, you know, these guys are going to come out unscathed. They're not idiots. He's a very wise man, and I honestly wish the best. The Dayglo Abortions are my homies, and honestly, if this reaches anywhere or anybody, seriously, we got to make a movement. We got to get them home. We got to make sure nothing happens to our homies. These guys are Canadian punk legends, and let's make sure that both Matt and Murray make it home. Love you, dudes. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to people who have been providing information to this. The Brothels, Wendy 13, my buddy bassist Matt Breezy. There's a lot unfolding as this is happening, and I just wanted to make a video about it because not only is this important to me, but I think it's important for you folks to know what's happening right now, especially with such an iconic band. What do you think? Leave it all down below in the comments. Follow us on all our social medias at Bannock. Shout out to all our members, Ty, Aaron, and more soy sauce. You guys rule. Take it easy.